So last week, you might recall I talked about my Lightning Collection figures with the bad QC, like Snizzard's leg not being attached. Well, I contacted Hasbro customer service. I got a response.
It's morphin' time!
Hello, this is Soundout here, and today's video is not necessarily a fun one. So as we looked at last week, I unboxed a whole set of Power Rangers Lightning Collection figures I got from Hasbro Pulse's warehouse sale. And then we saw a YouTube short as well last week where I talked about how a bunch of them had the QC problems, from parts not attached to legs that wouldn't move, like all kinds of issues. And I'll let you go see those videos if you want to see like the details on this. But essentially, I got a lot of figures that were essentially defective. A lot of their joints just don't even work. And so I thought, okay, you know, I have techniques to fix this stuff. There is ways to fix these, but I prefer to just get replacements. And so I decided that, you know, let me contact Hasbro customer support, specifically Hasbro Pulse, 'cause that's where I ordered them from, and said, hey, I had these issues with these figures. Is there any way that I can get replacements or a refund? And yeah, I have the emails documenting the whole experience. So in general, I'm not going to be revealing any names of Hasbro customer service agents. I think they'd be incredibly rude. Anybody that's worked customer service or phone lines, support lines, know that you really don't have like much autonomy. You're stuck working within a system of what your company has decided. This is how we process things. And it's very hard to get anything around that. So this is not any kind of damnation on people that work at Hasbro customer care. I'm sure they have to put up with a lot of this. And it's just a bummer that the response I got was not super favorable. So this is more me documenting my customer service experience with Hasbro. So that way, if anyone out there is thinking about buying stuff from Hasbro Pulse, wondering if I get a defective figure, since that seems to be happening a lot lately, not just with Power Rangers, but other toy lines, is there going to be a way to actually get any kind of compensation for that? And the answer is yes, but not in the best way, and I want to talk about that. So we're going to go through the emails that I sent back and forth between Hasbro. I have blacked out any information that would be personal information for me or the customer service reps. Once again, I'm not calling out on customer service reps. They're doing a good job with what they're working with. My problem is with the company and how they're handling things like this. So essentially, let's get to it. Starting with email number 1. So email number 1 was from me, of course. I wrote this Wednesday, March 15th at 11:41 p.m. Yeah, I emailed late. You know, I was up late. I wrote to Hasbro, hello, I received my order in the mail with 6 figures from the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. All 6 figures have issues with their joints, from joints not cut to legs not being attached at all. Is there any way I could get a replacement for these? I'm very disappointed with the quality of the items received, and I'm thinking that I want to stop buying the line at all. I can provide images as necessary if it will result in me getting replacements or refunds for these items. And I sent that, and I got a generic, oh, we got your response, we'll respond within 72 hours. The next email came on March 16th, 2023 at 8:14 a.m. Eastern. And it said, thank you for your email. Our global customer care team can best assist you with your request. I have forwarded your email to them, and a representative will be in contact shortly. And then there is contact info for the global customer care directly. So essentially, Hasbro Pulse, which is where I ordered these from, just pushed me off to another department of Hasbro, which is a bummer because, well, I bought these from Pulse. These were still in stock at Pulse. I thought, well, okay, hey, you know, I got defects. You want to see the defects? Can you just send me a replacement? You know, that is kind of how Amazon works. That's how, you know, a lot of stores work. Like if you get a product that's defective, they'll work to get you a replacement because they want you to come back and shop at their store. But with Hasbro Pulse being part of the whole big Hasbro corporate structure, they sent me to Global Customer Care Team. So I was like, okay, I have heard stories about Global Customer Care Team support from different responses from different people, but here's how it went for me. So email number 3. Thank you for taking the time to reach out to us. I'm very sorry to hear about the defects of these figures. I am happy to help, but to do so I need a bit more information. Would you please update this incident and provide me with the information needed below for each of the 6 figures? Image of defect/damage, date code usually stamped on box in your UPC or foot, vendor code usually on box or UPC. I look forward to assisting you. Thanks for contacting Hasbro Customer Care. Have a fun day. So I had that email that was sent on March 17th, so a day later. We're doing like one day at a time. And that email I got at 2 p.m. and decided I'm going to respond to it later when I have time to write out all the information for 6 figures. And so email number 4 is the one I sent back. This was sent Friday, March 17th at 5:17 p.m. And I wrote, hello, I'm happy to provide the information requested. I have images of the figure defects as well as a video released on my YouTube channel that explains the issues better. So I linked my video so that way they could see it in addition to what I was putting in. And I listed, each figure. So with Snizzard, the figure arrived out of the package with the leg detached. Doesn't seem to be designed to detach and will not attach. I know it wasn't designed to do that. In order to get this leg onto this dude, I'm gonna have to basically boil this thing for several minutes and try to force it on the joint. Then I said for the Chun-Li, let's see, the figure's left elbow joint were not cut at all, meaning your arm will not move, and trying to move the elbow results in the plastic bending and marks appearing. I'm afraid it will break with minimal effort. And I put a picture of the actual stress mark in the middle of Chun-Li's elbow. And then the third item I put down was the Lost Galaxy Green Ranger. I kind of went from the most severe to the least severe. And I said the figure's left knee joints are fused shut and will not move under any conditions. I haven't boiled the plastic yet, but I tried heating it, didn't work. And it says trying to move it has resulted in plastic stressing. So I had a picture that shows the stress mark in his knee. And then the fourth item was the Lightning Collection Dino Thunder Yellow, which I wrote, the figure's left elbow joints will not move and feels very thin, like it will break with minimal force. In parentheses, this has happened to several people I know who bought the figure. There's actually my graphic designer, Darkclaw. He has one of these and both elbows broke, just straight up, because they're not sturdy whatsoever. And then on top of that, mine won't bend on one elbow, which is just a bummer. And then the fifth one was Ryu, where I said the figure has loose joints in the hips, torsos, and ankles that prevent him from being able to stand properly. I've had trouble because he's just so wobbly. I can't get him to stand whatsoever. And then with Wild Force Blue, I wrote, the figure's boots are not fully attached, leading to a friction point in the joint that feels like it's damaging the figure to turn it. Because it's not turning equally, so it feels like turning it this direction is just causing it to damage on both sides, it's not fully attached. And then I said, if there's anything else you need from me, I'm happy to provide it. Thank you for your help. Email number 5 was sent on March 21st. Now, there was a weekend in between, so obviously, we went from March 21st being, what was that? That was the following Tuesday, not even the following Monday. All right, it said, hi, thank you for the information. Sadly, all these items and their parts are unavailable from our replacement warehouse. I want to point out that the parts isn't the problem, it's the whole frickin' figure. The thing is that when you get replacement parts, it's oh, my Galaxy Green didn't come with a Quasar Saber. Maybe they have a bin of parts. But you got to replace the entire figure for any of the problems I'm having because there's structural issues with the figures. Anyways, moving back to the email. Please be assured that I've shared your concerns with the product team. We're pleased to arrange a refund for you. I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. They don't want to, they don't want to send replacements. They'll refund me. To help facilitate the process of attached to paid postage mailing label to this email to assist you with the returning product to us, simply package it up and return it to the mailing. Usual stuff. And I was like, okay, this is not where my problem lies. I was like, okay, if they're not going to replace it, then at least I could get a refund, right? This is where it kind of bugged the crap out of me just a little bit. Hasbro is committed to environmental sustainability. We ask that you do not include any unnecessary packing material within your return. You can learn more about Hasbro's corporate social responsibility. We've talked about the plastic-free packaging before and how I think it's pretty much just not that great at protecting the environment. Yeah, we traded plastic and packaging for a crap ton more cardboard and paper, so I don't see how that saved any environment. And does that mean I'm supposed to send it in the packaging or send it without the packaging? Because I think this is all unnecessary. I don't know. But here was the problem. Once the product is received at a returns facility, we will issue a refund in the amount of $123.92, which is the amount I paid on the sale price. Please allow up to 3 to 6 weeks to process the return once received. How? How does it take 3 to 6 weeks to process a return? Amazon, I've done Amazon returns a lot, where there's a damaged book or something. I'll do a return, not a replacement. And as soon as that UPS barcode is scanned, I already have the refund processing in my account. How is this, I can understand waiting till the thing arrived, to make sure I held up my end of the deal. They get it, they're like, okay, here's all the figures, we'll refund him. How does that take 3 to 6 weeks? At that point, I'll probably even forget what the refund was even for. And at that point, you know, that's insane. 3 to 6 weeks to process a return for a refund on items that are defective that I just sent like a really long email with pictures and all the information they needed. It's just insane. Like, that's actually, I think, kind of the worst part about this. And that, again, is not on the Hasbro employees, but the Hasbro corporate system. 3 to 6 weeks for a refund. Anyways, it concludes with, I want to assure you that all of us are dedicated to maintaining quality products. I hope you and your family will enjoy our products for many years to come. I don't know how many years to come, because honestly, the problem I have is that with Lightning Collection, I got one good figure this year, which was the Blue Centurion, and I got 6 in a row that had joint problems that the only answer you can give me is, oh, return it, and in 3 to 6 weeks, we'll give you your money back. In 3 to 6 weeks, I could have these repaired. It's going to take some work, but I can fix them up. I was just hoping that they could just replace the figures that were defective and get me good ones. At this point, why even bother with the return? 3 to 6 weeks. Anyways, by that response, I did want to ask another question. So I responded on March 21st at 4:56 p.m. This was a little blunter. I could have probably done this better, but I was kind of annoyed. All right, sometimes, you know, take the autonomy of your own feelings. I said, hi, why can't I just get replacements sent to me from Hasbro Pulse? The items are still in stock, and that's where I originally bought them. It seems pointless to be sending defect figures back to you. Sorry, I got tongue-tied on my own words. And then having to wait weeks for my refund. Not a great process to make me feel like a satisfied customer. And then there was one more response on March 22nd at 9:54 a.m. Thank you for your reply. Hasbro Pulse only handles unopened items. Once an item is open and has defects or damages, it falls under warranty, and our global customer care department will resolve. Regrettably, Pulse inventory is reserved for sales only, and our replacement inventory comes from a different warehouse. How am I supposed to know if the figure's got a problem if you won't put a window on the box, Hasbro? I couldn't have told anybody. I couldn't have known Snizzard was missing a leg. You know, not missing, but like detached a leg if it was in a closed box. The only way for me to know there was a problem was to open it. So on that, I didn't respond to this. I'm just going to keep the figures and fix them or something, because I don't want to send it back, wait 3 to 6 weeks for a refund, and hope that they follow through. Because that's my problem, right? What if they don't do the refund? Then I don't even have these broke-ass figures. Like, you know, at least I got figures I can fix, as opposed to sending it back and waiting like a month and a half for a refund that may never come. And then I have to follow it up on more emails. And also for the fact that, you know, if we look at this, the first email I sent was on Wednesday, March 15th. I did not get a full answer until the 22nd. Like, it took 7 days. I sent all these emails, and basically I was just told, yeah, just send them back. Like, you couldn't have just told me that without telling you the vendor codes and the problems. Like, it's a return and like, this is, like, Hasbro Pulse doesn't seem to work like an actual store, because, you know, why did I get shifted off just because the figures showed up and were, like, not in good shape? Like, just replace the item. You got a lot of stock of them. You did a warehouse sale for things that only came out like a month or two prior. I don't want to get like ranty, but like I'm kind of annoyed by the response, because I feel like if I bought these through Amazon, I would have just been like, hey, Amazon, this figure's leg is detached. And then Amazon would be like, all right, we're sending you a replacement, send back the other one or we'll charge you for a second. Like, you know, kind of a sensible thing. And it's not like Hasbro Pulse is a small business that can't afford to do, you know, refunds and returns. But the thing is, I don't see on Hasbro Pulse's thing where it's like, oh, if you open it, don't expect to be able to return it. Because, yeah, Target and Walmart let you return open items, and that leads to problems with, like, toy swappers. But, like, you know, I can understand waiting till the items arrive to process the return or the refund. But, like, why does it take 3 to 6 weeks to do that? That is just kind of insane. And so I kind of feel really annoyed by the experience. I have to figure out how to boil and pop Snizzard's leg on. I got to figure out how to get Galaxy Green's knee to work. You know, now it's on me, because Hasbro's just not helpful at all in this sense. And so this is a problem going forward, because like I've said, like I've covered on the channel, this has become an ongoing issue. And so now I'm like, do I want to even buy Lightning Collection from Pulse? Because if I do get an issue, I'm on my own, right? I don't know what'll happen if, say, I get a figure and it's missing an accessory? Can I contact Hasbro and they'll be like, oh yeah, we'll send you the accessory? No, they'll probably expect me to return the entire figure, wait 3 to 6 weeks to send me a replacement. I don't know what to make of this, to be honest. It just kind of feels like, you know, Hasbro, as the corporate entity it is just not taking responsibility for the fact that there was multiple reports of these figures having problems. While there's a bunch that'll never have issues, there's enough that have issues, and they need to start addressing it because, you know, they say, oh yeah, we took down the notes, we took down the information. Yeah, but like, you're not producing Lost Galaxy Green again, right? But the thing is that, you know, if they took down the vendor codes, they know what factory these came from. They know when they were produced. Maybe they're working to track down like where the problem is in the production line. That's great. But in the meantime, I'm stuck with 6 janky figures and the only response is, send it back to us and we'll give you your money back in 3 to 6 weeks if we remember to do that. Because it didn't give me confidence. And I think that's kind of just the takeaway I wanted to take from this video, is that I don't feel confident that if I buy a figure and it has a problem, that, you know, I should spend a week emailing Hasbro back and forth and doing all this work not to get any good response out of it, you know? Like, it just feels a little corporate, a lot of it like, oh, read our policy on environmentalism. Like, I don't care about your environmentalism. I bought a bad product. And so for me, that feels like a, you know, shame on me, fool me once, shame on me thing. I don't want to get fooled twice, you know? I don't know what I'm doing with Lightning Collection going forward. I don't even know if I want to finish teams, because the whole experience of the plastic-free packaging, meaning you can't see the figures, or, you know, honestly, that's not even an excuse, because these 3 figures also have issues and I could see them through the window. Like, Max, the Wild Force Blue Ranger, I probably would have ignored this problem if my other figures were good, but with Kira feeling like she's gonna break, with Damon's leg not even moving, it just adds to it, it compounds it. Ryu having loose joints, I probably wouldn't have noticed if Snizzard had his other leg attached. And that's where I'm at. I'm just a little bit frustrated and annoyed. And like I said in my short last week about the problems, why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep buying the Lightning Collection when I get defect figures and then I can't get any, you know, service on it? Like, I don't even need them to send me an entire new Snizzard. I don't even need the tail. I would just, you know, a new body with the leg attached would have been enough. But apparently they don't have anything like that, you know, and that I think is poor customer service, because even Matty Collector, back in the day, we used to complain about Mattel's Matty Collector site, but they had replacement parts. They had replacement items that were available that was like, hey, sorry your figure came out bad, here's a replacement. Like, they made extra stock for that. And it's not like these are limited. These are mass retail figures. There's plenty of them out there. So I think that's where I'm going to end it, because I'll just keep ranting a little bit. But anyways, buyer beware. If you buy from Hasbro Pulse for Lightning Collection, you have an issue, they're not going to handle it like a store if you've opened it. If you haven't opened it, maybe it's a whole different process. If you're missing parts, maybe that's a different process. But if you're just going to complain that your figure wasn't fully assembled when you got it, apparently that's too much to do anything about besides just, oh, return it and we'll give you a refund in 3 to 6 weeks. So that does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, or at least learned something. Hit the like button, leave a comment down below and tell me your experiences with Hasbro customer service or Lightning Collection problems. You know, I got enough comments on my videos last week that I can make a whole video about everyone's problems with the QC and the Lightning Collection issues, because it's just gotten really, really bad. I really want this line to do good because I think it's got a great idea behind it and a lot of the design work is really good. But the problems that come up of just having like this, you know, this is not a fully assembled figure and it's supposed to be. And I don't know how to feel about the fact that they didn't really do anything to make up for this. Like, this is just kind of insane. So on that note, stay tuned for future videos. Check out my live streams Mondays at 5 p.m. Eastern. We talk about Hasbro toys, all kinds of stuff. Find me on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok at Soundout12. Check out my awesome graphic designer on Twitter at DarkClaw643, and check out Hero Club at hero-club.com. And until next time, this is Soundout saying goodbye.